This is the chapter for bank account reconciliation, where I'll show you the improvements payment management provides to optimize the match rate and cut down the time spent on getting it all to add up. In the top menu, go to Cash Management and then Bank Account Reconciliation. Here you click New and then select the bank account that you want to reconcile. Import the bank statement and watch as the prompt tells you that it's communicating with the bank and goes on to look through all the data, searching for customer, vendor, and employee ledger entries, as well as bank account ledger entries. Now the bank statement lines have appeared in the left side of the page, and as you can see, they have all been assigned a status. Some are green with an OK status, which means that they have a match in the list of bank account ledger entries in the right side of the screen. Some are red and have the status unsolved, which means that there has not yet been a match or that there is a number of reconciliation suggestions that might be okay to match. Some are waiting in one of the journals where the line has been automatically created based on the statement intelligence setup. But let's start with the red and unsolved. The first unsolved actually seems to have a match in the right side, but the dates differ. This you could solve by setting up a tolerance for a deviation in the dates of maybe 1 or 2 days, and that way this would have been matched already. But for now, I'm just going to select the lines on both sides and go to the top menu, Matching, and select Manual Match, and now the line is okay. The next unsolved line has a number of reconciliation suggestions. Let's take a look at it. It is matched based on the document number, but the amount differs, and there's a possible payment discount. Select OK, and now the line is awaiting in the cash receipt journal. The next unsolved line is a transfer, without any information really, so you would probably figure out who made the transfer from the account and then select Manual Handling, and then go to the top menu Home and select Create Journal Line. And now the line is awaiting in the general journal for you to set it up with the GL account for posting. The next line again has a number of reconciliation suggestions. The suggestion is found by the document number, but as you can see, the amount is not the same. This could have been handled automatically simply by setting up that you would tolerate a rounding in your customer payments, and that way roundings would not take up time and attention from you. Now there are only OK lines and lines awaiting in a journal. Before we go look at the lines in the journals, let's take a look at the rules. Go to Rules in the top menu. There are general and bank account reconciliation rules, which are basically the same, but one is general and one is for a specific bank account. I've set up 2 general rules, one for bank fee that searches for those words within the description, and then they're set up for posting, depending on if it's a positive or a negative amount. In the same way, I've also set up a rule for bank interest. Now, if you look in the statement lines, here are 2 lines with those words within the description. And based on the rules that I created, there are now also 2 lines in the general journal. Next, we have the customer, vendor, or employee reconciliation rules. They have the same logic, but are obviously for different bank statement lines. I've created a customer reconciliation rules to show you the principle. Imagine having sent an invoice to the customer and they make the payment, but they don't add the invoice number to the payment nor the customer number, but you do recognize a pattern that they add this word. Now you can set up a rule that searches for the word, and then you know which customer it is, and based on that, the match can be made to the customer ledger entry. If we again look at the bank statement lines, you can see the result here, and that the line has been created in the cash receipt journal. The last type of rule is the merge rules. This is for summarizing or merging payments from, for example, a credit card terminal or a web shop. Based on a string, we can first identify where it's from. I can tell that this is a credit card terminal and which credit card terminal it is. And then I can summarize based on a certain set of characters, character 7 to 10 in this example, and that might, for example, be the date of the transaction. So summarizing all of the payments from that terminal from one day with my one amount in Business Central can be done based on this rule. In the statement lines, this line has a summarized amount of 2 payments, matched to the bank account ledger entry on the right side, all done automatically based on that rule. Here are the match details. Before we proceed to the journals, I want to show you this payment from headquarters. This is a payment for 2 different invoices for 2 different companies. Because you have the invoice numbers, the payment will be automatically split on import. You would be able to copy-paste invoice numbers from, for example, a PDF, if that's what they supply you with, directly into the additional information and then press match automatically, and the payment would then be split into all the invoices that you put in the column. I'll show you in the cash receipt journal. This is just a reminder that there are differences, but we already know that, we agreed to them before. This is the original payment from headquarters, and these are the lines that the payment was split into. This is a line created automatically based on the customer rule that was set up. Now all we have to do in this journal is to post it. As you can see, the lines are now okay, and we'll go straight into the general journal. Here are the 2 lines automatically created based on the rules that was set up, and the line that was manually created. Set it up with a GL account for posting, then select Post. Now all the lines are okay because they all have a match in the bank account ledger entries. Now all that's left to do is to post the bank account reconciliation.